people. Okay, so they're getting, when you remove, go ahead.
I heard that it's also activating your third eye, and they don't want us to do that.
So each tooth, that's really great. So each tooth is not just linked to one. It's usually 3 or more. Some of the teeth are actually linked to the nerves on the rest of the teeth. So when someone's got like, oh, my teeth are all sensitive, it's not all their teeth. There's one tooth that's triggering it. So again, this is such a blurry chart, but I will make sure I get you all of these charts. But I was able to build a tool. It's right on my link tree where you put the tooth number in, because it's a universal tooth numbering system. All the dentists know about this. Your tooth, and I didn't get the diagram, but your actual tooth is an end cap to the good stuff. The good stuff is the root canal. So the root canal is not the thing that you get at the dentist. There's actually a root canal in your tooth. So you got the crown and the root, and then the thing that's covering it, it's called dentine. So what happens is, if something is wrong with the root canal because of our gut health, right? We're eating, things that are unhealthy. I don't mean to be staring at you like things are healthy. So when we're unhealthy, or any other thing that happens, someone that drinks a lot may have some liver or kidney problems, and it's going to show in their teeth. And so you can really deduce what the areas of problems are, especially with teeth. It is one of the first signs. Someone gets like a gum irritation, look at the map right away, because it may not be, an external factor. So brushing your teeth is supposed to just be for removing particles. Like when you first wake up and there's stuff on your teeth and tongue, those are good, beneficial bacteria. You're supposed to brush your teeth to clear particles. I use this, it's called a meswak. It's no plastics, and it's basically bamboo. And I just use it, scrub my gums and teeth after I eat, but nothing. I don't use toothpaste. I haven't used shampoo in 7 years, but that's a whole other story. Well, once you start learning about, this, everything penetrates, your skin, your scalp, all of that. So here we go. The eyes are this is really interesting, because the ailments that are going to happen in the future, maybe 20 years from now, they're seen in the eyeballs. So you can look, it's one of the hardest ones to do, but you can look at someone's eyes and see if they may have a problem in the future. So, and I'm not quite sure on how that works, but the eyes, the left and right eye, are two individual, balls of liquid connected to your brain. When you, for people that have vagus nerve, do you know what the vagus nerve is? So that's connected to your entire endocrine system. It's like the umbilical cord of everything, right? Actually, it is the umbilical cord that goes to your brain. But the vagus nerve is connected to your eyeballs. So if you, people that have issues, once a month, something happens and it's repeated, it's probably the vagus nerve. Because every month we have a process that goes from brain to gut and then back up, traveling the vagus nerve. And one thing that you can do for that is eye exercises. Most people are just looking around within this frame, where before we were, walking around and looking far and looking near and looking, different things. But most people now are just looking close up, scrolling, and things like that. So eye exercises are recommended. If you close your eyes and look all the way up for about 20 seconds, and then you close your eyes and look all the way down for 20 seconds, you are switching your vagus nerve from imagination to logic. It's actually, there's actually a switch in your brain. It's called a vermis. Yeah, it's a vermis. And it's been referred to as the worm. So when people are lying, they usually look up, right? And then if they're, or no, when they're lying or making things up, they look up. And when you're referring to information or trying to remember something, logic, you typically look down. So it's, neurolinguistics, you can learn. It's how our body works. So these are there's ways for your eyeball to be able to tell the future, I guess. Face mapping. I have, again, teenagers that get breakouts. It's not because, they're going through their teenage thing. It's because typically it's going to be the gut. So if there's someone that has skin dryness or breakouts. Another one I've started to talk to more is about men that can't grow a beard. Men that can't grow a beard, I'm finding, don't have their wisdom teeth. Or, they're missing stuff. There should be no reason why one person can have hair in one spot and one person can't, right? That's just kind of the things I was thinking about. It's like, why is it one person that can do this and one can't? We all have the same organs. It's just a pathway of the organs. So again, this is just very interesting stuff. I've learned all this only in the past 2 years. I've had to learn it for my own practice. And it's for the people I was helping. So I was like, oh, this is really helping me help them. Here we go. The tongue. I do. And I'll make sure everyone here is going to get a free access to the sounds that I've created. You're welcome. And that's because I didn't create a long enough, presentation. So I've always known about like the sweet, sour, bitter, and things. I had no idea about this. No idea. So when you first wake up in the morning, look at where the bacteria is. Look at where the mucus is. So we all have parasites, and not only do the parasites live in us, they also are excreting things in us, right? So they're pooping in our body. So yes, exactly. So there's a lot more to parasite cleanse than just mind control and physical health. There's a lot more. It really affects our state of being. So again, this is just another map of how you can tell if I know that people get cold sores or whatever ailments with the tongue. This one is fairly new, and I would love to get a head massage, but has anyone gotten acupuncture in the head? No. I had acupuncture once, and she was going to do, and I had to say no. But it's one of those direct things. It's a map. Every part of our body is an expression of the inside of our body. And I think there's probably more that I may have missed. There might be more, ways to see it, but these are the ones that I can easily use. Was there any questions on those? I will make sure you have clear copies of those charts.
I know that they used to do phrenology, which was the head, and then they decided that it really wasn't so accurate.
I think they did that more like for brain, right, for the brain, and not necessarily for the organs. But you know what? All of it is connected. So I'm finding that, gut and brain, we all know it's gut and brain is directly connected, but it is so connected that mental fog and mental clarity and focus and all that is based on your nutrition. So science of vibrations, here we go. It sounds so, okay. Harmonic resonance and healing. So we're just going to go over the different types of frequencies in therapy and how does water respond, because we're a body of water. We're not 70% water. We're 70% water, like fluid water, but we're 99% water because our muscles are made of water. Our bones are essentially made of water. So everything, and we're actually breathing in water. Everything that exists is water. So, and water, if you were to imagine a lake, right? You toss in a puddle or a pebble and you see the waves. The waves become part of the lake. It becomes part of it. So there is a direct connection with sound waves and water waves. They're the same thing. And here we go. So the reason why, is it starting on? Oh, okay. So the reason why we listen to different sounds is we are trying to affect our waves, right? And the reason why we do that is when we affect our waves, we are putting ourselves in a different state. A really easy example is waking and asleep, right? You're awake, you're asleep, two different states. But there's also different parts of being asleep and different parts of being awake. I believe there's 7 now. So these are just the 5 basic ones. Theta is probably one of the most popular. Theta state is the best state for programming your brain. Theta state gets you in that lull state, right when you can feel like you're sleeping, but you're not. You can kind of start seeing things, but you know you're still awake. And is there any way I can, I just had a couple examples for, let's see here. Can I just click on it? All right. Mm-mm. No, I don't think it's going to play. I just had a couple small examples. Do you guys listen to frequencies online? Is there a specific one that you kind of gravitate towards? Like Rife, I know, or there's a Z app or binaural beats. That's a type of frequency. Yes. And we'll be going over that. Oh, how'd you get it to work?
I actually just pushed the arrow button.
So these are just small examples of different frequencies, and we're going to go into some more specific ones. Which one was it? That was for, these are called pure tones. Oop. Hold on. All right. I was trying to play the next one. So just click it and then press right. All right, we're not gonna play that one. So click and then press down. Oop. No, we'll skip those ones, but I do have a couple more I'd like to play. So what I was playing earlier, or what I was trying to play earlier, are, so this one is memory. What is this one here? These are the different brain states. So there are different brain states for the sounds you can listen to. There are so many different frequencies on YouTube. I will warn you, okay? Do not listen to someone else's affirmations. Make your own affirmations. And this is because subliminally you have no idea the intention. I'm getting goosebumps right now. That it's so. I highly recommend you write down your own affirmations, say them, and then record them over your sound. Because your voice has a specific pattern. Your brain knows your voice pattern. It goes, oh, it's a direct command, I'm going to listen. Another thing is, unless you know the source of the tone, or the person that's doing it, you really want to be sure of those. Yes, yes. Let's see here. Let's see. So I'm gonna try that one more time. So you clicked it. Oh, you double clicked it. Here we go. So this one is beta. No, it's not going to play. It always works on TikTok. All right, here we go. We're just going to skip that one. Well, the reason for the other slide, right, is because these put your brain in a specific state that triggers different glands to secrete different hormones. So when you are in theta state, you're going to be spitting out melatonin, which means you're going to be sleeping better. I mean, that's the one that we know, right? But there's a whole list of other things it does that I did not remember. But again, I'm going to send you all a packet because the packet that I use is I don't want to say it's like something that's just complimentary. It really is directional. Anyone can look at it and you can help others right away. Ooh, okay. Oh, you did. Thank you. So this one is beta. Now, your body of water, and we'll learn about this a little bit later too, takes 5 minutes for your water to remember the vibration. So if you go somewhere and you walk in and you go to like really loud noise. If you stay there for 5, 7 minutes, you're destructuring your body. So my point is, if you're listening to something, you want to do it for a good, at least 7 minutes. And that's how long it does to take effect into your body of water. Your water actually is copying and pasting. So, because think of yourself as a computer. So we're copying and pasting information, and it takes a little bit sometimes. So when it makes a copy, it takes a copy of the existing frequency. So let's say I'm at a low state, and then I listen to theta state, and I go, oh, I'm here. I feel a little bit better. I'm relaxed. I'm producing the hormones that are leveling out, balancing out my stress, and then my water's copying, right? It's kicking in because it's natural. So that means right now, when my water is replicating, creating new DNA, creating new cells, it doesn't know the old one. It's copying me, right? So here's the old me, old vibration, and then for 5 minutes I'm listening to this. Now, within that span of 5 to 7 minutes, you're replicating. So our cells are dying and our cells are being reborn. As it's replicating, it's copying what it knows. It has. So this is when they say, you're overriding your DNA, or it's also called epigenetics. There's someone named Dr. Bruce Lipton that is, he's got me going on epigenetics and biology of perception. We are born with the idea of what we look like, how we are, and that's because in the womb, all of that's already impressed. Like, oh, I wonder if he's going to have blue or green eyes. Well, maybe that's being impressed into that. So there's a lot of things that are hereditary and genetic, but very little of that is actually diseases. The diseases are more lifestyles. So we're gonna. So these different states are affecting your brain, which the brain affects us, our emotions. When you are calmer, you're able to, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to go through these when you're calm, but you're going to be able to handle them better versus when you're in a state of disarray or discord. So like if I was in a rave here and then someone tells me something that I have to do, organize, it's going to take me a little bit longer to calm down, detox, and then get into that state. So the state of peace is the healthiest state, because when we're at peace, everything is free-flowing. Our life force energy is able to go to the meridians that needs to go, fuel your body, and everything works. And I didn't have my slide for the physical body stuff, but learning about your spleen, learning about the pancreas, what do they do, and do not pull them out. A lot of people that I see have the gallbladder? They pull out the gallbladder because there's gallstones. Well, everybody needs a trampoline. If you bounce on a trampoline for 5 minutes a day, your endocrine system is clean, it's free. It's one of the easiest things. It is about learning what to do. Because what we're going over is really the endocrine health. We're really just one big nerve. We're like a tadpole. We might be amphibians, not reptilians. So we kind of look like a tadpole, right? Until we drop the tail. And so, yeah, interesting. So I want to talk about noise real quick. So this is just a different type of frequency. And certain people, I know on iPhones, it comes with like a range of black noise, white noise, all that. I would not recommend it. This would be akin to like leaving the old television on static. You have no idea. So those noise, here, I think I left. I don't know if I can play it. Let's see, pink noise. Again, similar to you don't know the source, and as you learn that you are being affected by everything you hear, and this includes conversations, television shows, and music. it's all affecting our body. I actually deduce, just for fun, I like different concerts, different movies, mainstream, different commercials. There are different tools that you can see how it affects your body, and it's destructuring our body. So again, it's just you want to be careful of the music. Like I used to like listening to System of a Down, and I know that it is, wreaking havoc in my body. I don't know if this is going to play. Oh, it did. Okay, so this one is this is called white noise. What is that? Like, yeah. I've never listened to white noise before. This one's called, but these are all on our phones. This one's pink noise, and it's supposed to be for, what does that say? All right. You get the point, right? Oop. This one's blue noise. This sounded interesting. Oh wait, that's not it. All right, now it's just noisy. All right, we're gonna go. That's blue noise. Blue noise. It kind of sounds nice, but kind of sounds like, am I underwater? Or am I? Could be. Yeah, it sounds like wind, but it almost feels like where am I going? I don't know. Just remember, like, what is the state that you're trying to be in? This does feel like I'm wanting to flow. So I'm not saying these are negative or positive. I'm just showing the different types of sounds. That is kind of cool. Now there's a difference. So this is blue, white, brown noise. There's a difference with the color frequencies. So, and you'll see that when you log in to your account. Every color has a frequency. And so there's over 700 sets that you'll have access to. All right, here we go. So Rife frequencies, you all know about Rife. Do you know who Raymond Rife is? So this guy came up with, he made the 5 top microscopes. And when he died, actually, I think John Trump, right? John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle was the one that got all the rest of his research. There's just a lot more digging into that, but it's really important stuff. So Rife frequencies, he's the original one that created 4,000 pure Rife tones. You can look this up online. You can look up a Rife database, and you can even buy a Rife tone generator. I have one, and they're about $600. So let's say you have something with the eyes or glaucoma. Then you can listen to a tone for glaucoma, but remember that chart I showed you? Are you actually going to heal glaucoma if you don't fix your bladder and your kidney? So that's the thing that's the part that's missing is, yeah, we have 4,000 sounds. You can listen to it all day, but do you know what you're listening to? So it's about having the tools and then having the directions. But he is how all of this came about. I bought my first microscope, and I've got a whole lab of stuff in my house too. So you'll be able to find all these Rife frequencies, and I just brought a couple examples. When I listen to frequencies, I always look up pure tone. People will add nature sounds or birds chirping, water, which is fine, but what are you doing this for? If you're doing this to heal, you're going to want pure tone. If you're doing this to, I want to meditate, and that's great, then do that one. But the best way to meditate and heal is single direct focus. And that's why I don't play any, background music on mine. So here is this one. This one's called a cure-all. This is the Rife cure-all. Anal itching, arthritis, backache, cancer, cancer of the breast, candida. All of this. Do you hear what it sounds like though? It sounds like you're being beaten. It sounds like you're being shaken. So imagine yourself on a trampoline, shaking fast. So you remember those, like the things that the ladies would shake? We need to bring those back. When you shake, or if you ride a bunch of roller coasters, it shakes your movement, and vibration shakes the stuff out. So when we, not to digress, but when we say deactivate your pineal gland, you can jump up and down and activate your pineal gland. It's because it's calcified due to our nutrition and lifestyle. So here's just one more example of that a pure Rife tone. These are the ones I listen to. These are the ones I listen to. And I started listening when I was 32. And I'll go into a little bit of my history, just really brief why, but that's why I got into it. So pure tones are the best ones. Has anyone heard of Gateway Experience with Monroe Institutes here? So the Gateway Experience is about basically how to pop out of your avatar, right? How to have an astral projection. Well, there's a few things, like you could become strong. It's basically being the Matrix, being the one, being Neo, and popping out of the Matrix. So this is how you do it, because you saw the brain waves, right? Well, there's brain waves that'll lull your body to a point where you're asleep, but your brain's awake, so it's gonna go out, it's gonna act like it's awake, but your body's there. So that's the Gateway Experience. And when you do that, in your dreams, there's no limit. You do whatever you want. One thing I'm practicing, I want to learn another language, but I want to just eat the book in my Gateway Experience. And I was just kind of, joking around. I was like, I just want to pop out in my dream, eat a book, and wake up with the information. I found out, because I posted it, they said, oh, Edgar Casey did that. So, I mean, again, it's just, one of the things that happens when you listen to frequencies, like my hair standing up, is your hair is what's listening. It's not your ears. Your eardrums are vibrating to the speakers that are vibrating. So we all hear it different. We all have different speakers, but our hair is receiving the vibration, and then it's creating a magnetic change. I don't know if I was going to go over it too much here, but so around your body here, we had the chakras, right? But if you put your arms out, arm's length, that's how far your immediate biofield is, your aura. So you're like the middle of one of those snow globes. You shake the snow globe, that whole thing is your aura. And so what you're doing is you are anything that is in your area is going to affect that. So when you're standing, really close to other people, you can feel, and you can transfer diseases that way. It's not just, emotions and spiritual and, oh, I feel bad because this person feels bad. No, you can get sick. I stopped drinking a little over 2 years ago because there's a lot of chemtrails. I mean, we're being poisoned by the sky. So I was like, I'm not going to poison myself anymore. But when I did that, I became even more sensitive to just all of the vibrations, because drinking dehydrates. Drinking alcohol, yes, yeah. Alcohol is very lethal, yeah. We don't realize how easy of a drug it is. I mean, I was a working alcoholic. I drank 4 shots of whiskey for a long time, and I'm still detoxing from it. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Okay, so we got Rife. Oh, that was. You guys are gonna love that. If you're into the frequencies, you're gonna love the app, because with your question about, I thought someone was asking about like cancer tones and stuff. The ones that you're listening to are single tones, right? So we're going to go into binaural beats. So binaural, you have your left and your right brain, which again, it's controlled by your left and right eyeball. Try this exercise. When you're meditating, just put your palm like right here and move your eyes around. You can feel pressure moving in your brain. So you can strengthen your brain by moving your eyes around. I've been sun gazing for maybe 7 years now. And I sun gaze so much. I was born and raised in the Philippines. So I've been just staring at the sun and, walking around barefoot and stuff. But we don't get sun. Like, people don't go outside. I find myself not doing that. So when you're not getting the sun, you're not getting that movement, it is, hindering our life force. So back to this here. Binaural beats, you've got your left and right brain. So this plays one tone and that plays another. The beat that's in the middle of your head is that binaural beat. So that tone, when you listen to binaural beats, you need headphones. And there's nothing, it's not that it's better or worse. I love binaural beats. It got me in such a state of bliss immediately because it just like affected you right away.
Which is your favorite binaural beat?
What's my favorite tone?
One that I could access on.
I'm actually going to, it's actually on here, and it's the one I listen to almost every night. It was the first one I listened to, which triggered my awakening, which eliminated my panic disorder. So I had a panic disorder for 4 years, and that's why I kind of got into this. Well, not kind of, that's why I got into it. Well, because I couldn't figure out what is going on. Why do I feel like I'm dying? I'm not dying. I'm driving to the hospital every night. I was documenting myself. And this was over 15 years ago. Nobody knew. It wasn't popular. And so that's why I actually bought a crystal bowl, a singing bowl, and listened to a binaural beat. So, here you go. That is definitely synchronicity here. So binaural beats, this is the one that's my favorite. So within 15 minutes, your left and right brain, it's hemisync, it's synchronizing. So this is my favorite one. This got me to a place of bliss. And this changed my life, this one tone. So the words will go away. But if you listen to this for about 10 minutes, turn off all the lights, either close your eyes or stare at the screen, you're going to have an epiphany. Something's going to happen. I healed my whole life. My panic disorder went away. I think I stopped aging. That was when I was 33. I'm 45 now. Everything just keeps getting better. So, and this started it. So I still listen to this one. And it's pineal gland. Wait, hold on one second. Oop. How is this one different?
Yeah, well, essentially, it sounds like you described the same thing.
Well, this one is, this is still a binaural beat. It sounds different when you have left and right headphones in. It will sound different because the vibration in the middle of your brain is what's resonating. So you're going to hear it one way, but it's a different vibration in your head. And it's the way they record it. So like when you record something, you can say left headphone, right headphone is separated, or both. I'm not too sure on how, like the technicality of it, but I do know that when I was creating my sounds, I was given that option, and I chose not to because I don't need binaural beats on mine. But again, for this one, 7 minutes, try, and consistency improves. So if you do this I did it for 2 hours. I did a 2-hour meditation to this. I actually did it eyes open because I didn't know. I turned off all the lights, and there's no hallucinogenic, nothing involved, okay? I just sat there. I've never meditated before. I was having panic attacks, and I was just staring. And then all of a sudden, the television was like going away. I felt like I was in the Matrix, like Neo, green energy things. And again, I've never meditated before that. And getting goosebumps every time I see it. That's why I wrote my book. So my book explains this whole thing. And after, like, I woke up, or not woke up, but I got up and I was like, I think I saw God in my head, and I think that we were together, and I didn't have a panic attack that night. I didn't have a panic attack ever. Zero. But not only that, I mean, a lot of other healing. Like energy. Like I don't really barely sleep. I sleep maybe 3 or 4 hours. Maybe I'll take a nap in the middle of the day. But there's a lot of things that will change. You will get healthy. Your brain is healthy, you will get healthy. So solfeggio frequencies are popular. They are a very set tone, and there's nothing really special or different with them, but it's like a pre-organized set of tones. And these are emotion tones. So for example, this 174 is for physical pain. No, what does that say? Oh gosh, that says, I didn't realize it was going to be so small. Here we go. Oh, that's playing. That's just, there we go. Again, these ones are pure tones. And most people, they don't really like the pure tones. Could you listen to that for 10 hours? Even just a few minutes, I'm feeling that already. Now I'm actually feeling it more in my right head, which is because I'm more left brain. You want to really pay attention to your body. I'll either and I don't use a pillow when I sleep. I'm actually looking for a bed of nails. I like to sleep like the well, it's kind of like acupuncture, right? I mean, I was just thinking that. So I sleep like the Vitruvian Man, arms out but up a little bit. Also, when you stretch, that's a good way to do it because your lotus body is expanded. It just helps with the frequencies. So when I go over frequency stuff, I also help people with like breath work, affirmations. Oops. I started the second one. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, what? In your eyes? Oh, yes. Well, your eyes are connected to your brain. And which ones? Like, could you feel it specifically? Which eye? Yeah. So again, you want to start really paying attention where you feel it. And then you look at the map and then you go, oh yeah, that happened. Or I was helping someone here the other day. He was giving me some symptoms of like here and here. And I said, well, did something happen when you were a baby? He goes, oh yeah, look. So right at his third eye, he was dropped and there's actually a little scar. But that happened right when he was born. Like right when he was born, he was dropped. But he didn't think about, you don't connect it until way later that is related because it's still there, right? Yeah, it really is. It's almost magical that you can figure this stuff out. All right, I don't know if this one's going to play here. No. Oh, that was the same one. All right, we'll go to the next. Oop. No. Oh. I'm playing all three. No, there's actually nothing bad with playing more than one pure tone. So I'm like accidentally doing it, but so when you combine pure tones, it's not necessarily harmful. You do not want to combine like other ones though, because it could cause chaos. people are like, oh, I just want to listen to all of them and it'll heal me immediately. It's not going to work like that. Okay, let me see which one this is that's playing. See, earlier I couldn't turn it on. Now oh, there we go. Well, I listen to them overnight. I listen to my frequencies overnight. I have 2,000 users, and I watch how they stream because I have the dashboard stuff. Half of them listen to them all night long. So it's the best time to listen is when you're at peace and calm. You set the intention right before you go to bed because your nervous system remembers that for like 3 hours, which is another reason why you don't want to watch scary movies. Do it in the morning if you want. Don't talk about negative things. Don't think about those things at night because your nervous system takes 3 hours to, just like your digestive system takes 3 hours to process that stuff. So it takes 3 hours. Now you're stressing out and it's causing chaos and, oh, I woke up with this. It's not because you just slept wrong. There's other blockages. Oop. I listen to the tones actually nonstop because I have it on a surround sound. So the tones that I have are good for dogs too. So I have 7 dogs, and I have it playing all the time when I'm doing things. But you want to set aside at least 20 minutes. It's just like when they say, do you have time to meditate for 20 minutes? If not, do it for an hour. So set aside time to say, here's what I'm doing. This is me time. Actually, even just if you have 10 minutes. We all have 10 minutes. Now I'm just trying to go to the next one. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is a good one. Gregorian chants. Have you listened to these? So do you know the story behind Gregorian chants? Let's listen to one. These are beautiful. These are very healing. Oh, it's right in the middle of it now. Those are angels singing. So the Grigori angels, they did some bad stuff and God sent them down and chained them, and they're forever chained, and they're singing to try to get back into the praises of God. They're forever singing. Oh. And that's why it's kind of like a, please let me back into your good graces, I'm sorry. Right? Oh. Right, that's what it is, just sorrow. This one's a different, oh, let's see. This was the second one. I'm trying to play the second one. All right, that's not going to go. All right, we're going to go to the next one. Classical music. Now, some of these are actually specifically meant to heal the liver, the kidneys, the lungs. So there's a book called the Tao of Sound that has all of the tones for the body parts. If you get a piano or a not a harmonica, what is that thing? The xylophone, a gong, you can essentially play the tones for your body. Even better if you can sing, because your voice, they've proven it, your voice has the strongest intent. It's the only one that will be able to crack literally cells right away. So let's see if this one will work. Gosh, I hope it does. Different feel from the Gregorian chants. Oh, yes.
And you were saying your voice is the most powerful, but if you're feeling off, then aren't you putting that out of balance tone in there?
Yes. So what I meant with that is so there was someone that studied cancer cells, and he took 21 photos, 3 minutes each, and he took the same round of cells and used the xylophone, the gong, the piano, playing the different tones. And when he had someone sing the note, it killed it in like 6. So you can see that the 12 or the 21 photos, you can see it, they kind of explode and destructure at the end, but at 6, it's gone. It's eliminated. And this is Raymond Rife has proven this many years ago with his, they can play a sound and watch the cell just disappear. They're playing the neutralizing tone. If you don't know the tones to sing or pronounce or enunciate, then I would refer to something that was programmed, yeah. But ideally, we should know. So I think ideally we, as a people, we don't know the power of our vowels. Like there's not just 5 vowels. A vowel is when you're able to speak from the breath and all the way out to materialize without sealing your lips. So e, o, u. What about the W? Ooh. The W is just 2 U's, right? And then Y is ye. So when you say yay or Yah or Yahweh, it's all direct. So consonants and vowels, I can't go there right now, but vowels are vowels. Consonants are actions, they're constants. So they used to be, so the vowels were actually placed after the consonants. The first letter is the B, which represents like movement, like someone moving. So the vowels were like put in place to move the consonants. One of the things I'm about to do is like in the Philippines, we have 7 letters less than the English language. But we don't have repeating words. We don't have like the number 1 and I won, or the number 2 and I'm going to go to, or me too. We don't have that. And one of the things I've noticed in the English language, and this is, but back to, how we speak, it's very important to know your intent and to say things correctly. Slang is not good for you. The universe doesn't know it. Cursing is not good for you. One of the things, and I'll just get right back to this, when you say damn it, so the universe is uni, that's 1, that's you, and the verse is a song. So it's your song, your surround sound. You are the speaker. Everything you put out, you're the first one to hear. I used the example the other day. I said, if you smelt it, you dealt it, right? If you put out bad stuff, you're going to smell it. So your surround sound is everything that you're listening to, you're surrounding yourself in. And I can't remember, were you asking something specific with it?
I was just trying to understand that if you were off, like if you were talking, of course it's about cancer, but even just your energy's off, you're out of balance. So then it's going to be there if you're making a sound.
Yes. Silence. Silence is best. So when people are not feeling good, you're right, they shouldn't speak. They shouldn't emote. they shouldn't express because they're out of balance and they may not say the right thing. It goes back to making good decisions. So, mhm. There are like the Gregorian chants that we heard. So there's people that can, I have a voice coach that I'm going to reach out to. They can hit those exact notes. And what I'm going to do, because the voice is strongest, right? I'm going to record once I figure out how to do it, record my 5 different sounds and combine it to make my own. Because your voice is strongest for you, my voice is strongest for me. So also, when you do it, you're creating a vibration inside your body, which is like it's resonating. Another thing, when you're listening to frequencies, try making the sound. Mimic the sound in your vocal cords, and you're going to promote that being more efficient.
There's also a little contraption that you can get, right, that can give you how to tone your voice. Like you can.
They have it for like guitars.
Yeah, exactly. They have one for the voice. So you can.
They do?
Yeah, it's like you can. I don't know what it's called, but there's something.
Is it an auto tuner like this for singing?
It's exactly. It's just like for an instrument, but it's for the voice. So you can
Oh, wow.
get when how you need to come in tune.
That's good to know. Oh. Well,
I had a teacher who helped with putting us all on, and then he made recordings of our voice, and then he said we could listen to that when we're feeling off, and it would put us back on
yes.
our identity.
Yes. Or why you speak to the baby while they're in vitro or while they're still in the womb. The voice, I mean, everything starts with the word, right? In the beginning there was nothing, and then there was a word, and then everything came after that. So here, this one's called Simatones, and this is the one that you'll be experiencing, and I guarantee you're going to love it. And again, they don't sound pretty. They're not going to be chirping birds. So this one, and they're very specific. This one's for someone that has TMJ, nerve issues. So you got jaw or maybe grinding of teeth problems. Okay, I definitely want these to play. That's for the jaw. And I want you to move your jaw up and down. This is triggering this nerve. Okay. I think I figured out how to do it now. So this one's for vertigo. No, I haven't. Okay, so I'm only able to play the first one. Shoot. These ones are picked because they really sounded different. So you heard that second one come in? That one's for vertigo. Vertigo, someone that's just not being able to stand up or they got to do this. 5-7 minutes of that, it really helps. Gosh, I wish I could play them. But again, you're going to have all these, you're going to have 800. I'm going to send you a table of contents. I'm going to send you the map. You're going to be able to have all this stuff. And I also do free classes. So I do all free classes. How? Yeah. I'm sorry. This is not going to play. But those are the examples of simatones. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh. the second one. It does not. I recommend playing them like at a low to medium. Yeah. Let me just see if. One. I can't seem to get it to go to down to the bottom one. That third one's called epileptic seizure. So, epileptic seizure. When you see the list, you are going to go, there's tones for that. Yeah. Down syndrome. There's not one for autism. There's a lot for parasites. And all parts of the brain, probably 50 different parts of the brain. I see, again, and then there's also one thing I'll share. I'll share that later. But here we go. All right. Whoop. Okay. So that machine over to the right is what's creating the sound. So now I'm going to tell you about the thing that I do. So all of the things that you were listening to has been out there. So this Cyma 1000 device it's an FDA regulated device that they made 40 years ago, and then they stopped. They made like 30 of them, and then they stopped. And of course, I got 2 of them. So, well, one was given to me by someone that I promised I was going to get the sounds out to the rest of the world. She made a promise to someone, and she followed me for a couple of years, and then literally showed up at my door at my wellness center. She goes, and this is like, you can't get this. And it was $11,000 at 30 years ago. So I was able to get a second one on eBay. It's $8,000 about a year ago. So I can, because I'm doing experiments. I'm actually building a double one, kind of like Rife. Yeah. So there's nowhere where it explains what the machine is there, because no one else has it. There's no content. Do you follow me on TikTok? So you know all this stuff on Cyma, right? So no one has this. And it really, this was the only video I could find of me explaining what it is. So let me see if hopefully it's not too annoying. Oh, that's not the beginning. Shoot. They're near identical. So just because you don't have the device doesn't mean you don't have the sounds. We have 350 of these frequency sets already on the app and the website. And there's a little over 800 that I will be loading, and you'll have access to them. You're also going to have special protocols like weight loss or ailments like diabetes or multiple sclerosis, sciatica. They are longer sets that consist of several different frequencies in a certain order, and I'm going to have them already in that order, and all you have to do is listen. Play it on loop overnight and sleep to it. Visualize your desired outcome while you're listening to frequencies. You're not actually changing your world. You're going into a different reality that has a different version of yourself. It's a vibrational shift. And you have the ability to steer this energy and intention using your thoughts, your words, and your vibration. And although you don't need my machine to do this, it makes it a heck of a lot easier. It's called epigenetics. Dr. Bruce Lipton talks about this. Power of the mind. That's all that matters. Oh, yes, the last part. They were like, well, what if it doesn't really work? I said, so? If you think it works, it's going to work anyway. So either way, it's going to work. But it really does. It has, there's, the people that created this are the doctors and the physicists, and they're the ones that went to school. This guy, Dr. Guy Manners. So, and I'm not going to go too much in history, but Dr. Guy Manners, he has a 4-part video on YouTube. It's a documentary on cymatics. It's amazing. It shows, you see those plates of sand where you play and it's like zzz, and it's making all those. I've got those. Makes a mess. I also have bubbles and all these crazy things. But what I'm trying to figure out is a way to really see the structuring. But this guy, he developed the 700 commutations you are going to have in your hands. And did you follow the last update that I did with the UK one? So the machine I got was FDA regulated. meaning it came to the US, it was approved, blah, blah, blah. 12 sounds were not approved to come into my device that was programmed into the other devices. Well, they were all the carcinoma tones. 12 carcinoma, lymphoma, very specific cancer tones, not allowed in my device. So, well, we have them in semitones, let's just say that. Because I was contacted by someone that had the original, and then he sent me the list, and I go, wait a minute. I just found that out 3 weeks ago. I go, what is this? And I found it out live. And then so I emailed him, and he went, and long story short, he did the same way of getting the tones from his machine. So I now have them on Simatones, and they're all going to be, not only on Simatones, I'm putting them all on the podcast. So my podcast is going to have 12 secret menu items. We cannot call them that, the C word. So anyway, that's Guy Manners, but I encourage you to watch his video. It's long, but it's not boring. It's really cool. Hans Jenny. Oh, he's the guy that did the cymatic. That's right. So he's the one that put, he put sand on a steel plate, and he did the violin bow. And someone told me the violin bow is probably the best way to feel a vibration, so I'm going to have to go get one. But Dr. Manners and Hans Jenny, so Dr. Manners came up with the 700 tones that is now in the device, and they're all gone. And his last words were, I want it out there for the world. And where is it? It's been nowhere for 30 years, or until I got it, and I was like, what is this? And then I put it on TikTok. So I went on TikTok, and that's going to go into the story of, oh, here. So these are, let's see.
And what you're going to see now are what happens to particles of sand and other various particles when a sound resonates across a plate and resonates those particles in tune with the sound. Because when we think, we're not just sending out a wave which resonates the energy, we're sending out on a frequency outside of the range of human hearing, we're sending out a sound. Everything is sound. When we think, a sound goes out, it resonates the energy around it.
See how it goes out from the
sound.
center? It's
And
spherical.
sound takes random particles and turns it into astonishing form. And that's how this universe was created. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was sound. So what you're looking at here is merely particles formed into patterns by sound. They were all over the place to start with, just in random positions on the plate. As soon as the sound appears, they form into these patterns, because everything is sound, and it is sound that turns matter and energy into form. Patterns on wings of birds and insects are all the manifestation of the sound vibrations. Every organ in our body resonates to a certain frequency. And when our thoughts and emotions and stress and the vibrations that causes de-harmonize the vibrational state of our various parts of our body, we become ill. We think ourselves into illness because we're affecting the vibrational state of the body. And so every time you think and feel, you're resonating a frequency which is making the energy around you resonate to the same frequency.
So this
what you give out is what you
there's
create.
So many neat tools. Telling you, this is just, it is so great. And this goes back to the cathedrals. You start going back, you start looking at this. Doesn't that look like the windows on the cathedrals? So it all ties back. So this is called the Chladni app. And it's just, see how it's moving fast because I'm talking? So this is that. So this is, oh my, it just died. It just, no, it's not. This is an older tablet. Well, you saw it for a second. But they do have an app. And there's also another app, which I will be showing here. But basically, it represents the movement. So our cells, we're made of liquids and we're made of solids, or solids in our cells. All of them are moving based on what we're listening to. And these are also, again, just other examples. Let me see why I took these ones. Initially, you're going to go with how you feel. Because some sounds, you hear it and you feel nauseous. But there are sounds that are inaudible that are harming us. So if it's music that's making you
What
feel
we see
at
here
peace
is the
and
effect of
good and
vibration
thinking good
on
thoughts,
a specific substance,
yes. But if it's
lycopodium
music that's going
powder
like, I want to
or
kill, I want to kill, I
spores of
want
the
to
club
kill.
moss. We have strewn it uniformly on a diaphragm of stretched paper.
But yeah,
with a
so again,
diameter
it's based,
of about
it goes
30
back to us.
centimeters,
What makes me
which we
feel
now
good is going to
excite
be
by
different for someone
vibration.
else. So
This
we all have to
causes the
decide for
powder
ourselves.
to clump. We can see many small clumps, many small globular piles, and the more intense the vibration, the more piles there are. If the note is louder, that is to say, if the amplitude
That's
is
a really
increased,
good point, because I
these
find that when
masses of
I kind of
powder
go through a
move to the center
blah
and
phase, I
make
listen
a
to Pearl
kind of
Jam.
dust cloud
I feel
there.
like I have to listen really
An
loud.
ever
And just,
wider area
but
of
then I go
powder
back
is
to my,
affected,
you know,
and more
like
and more
reggae
of
or
these
something
globules
soft.
are formed. They are not at rest, but in a state of continuous motion.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, yes. Exactly, imprint. It's actually instructing it. It's changing the internal structure of your water. So I put water in the crystal bowls before I play them, and then I look at it in a microscope. Yes. Yes. And songs will affect the sound. Mm-hmm. Well, if it sounds chaotic to you, it would be chaotic. If you put like 3 or 4 of them together, yeah, it would cause chaos. Yeah. Harmony, say that again? Like a different shape. Yes. So these shapes are produced because they're using the single tone. I've tried, because I have a Chladni plate, I've tried doing like a bunch of them, and it can't play. It just causes chaos. It's almost like you can mix maybe 1 or 2. It's like 2 people, 3 people talking maybe, but then if everybody starts talking, yeah. But if you're listening to music and it makes you feel calm and your heart's peaceful, then I would keep listening to that. But when I listen to something and I start crying and I'm like, oh, it's a sad song, it's probably not good for me. So, did I answer your question? Oh, you're going to get an app after this. You're all going to have access, and yes, you're definitely going to get it. And these ones, yeah, you'll have that. No. So that's why I brought these, because my app is only, so I have an app and I have a website subscription. So the app is only for Android, so I ended up buying these cheap Androids, but basically it still plays. Like this one though, it's better when you have Bluetooth. This one's for your teeth. This one's called apical foramen. This is like the basis of your teeth will start vibrating in 5 minutes. You're going to feel your teeth growing. Your teeth will grow back. The dentists do not appreciate me. Yeah, so we just came out with these, and again, you'll have access. There's 700. Well, I only have a little over 400 loaded right now, but there's gonna be 700. It's everything. It's everything. So not only are there 700 tones, there's also protocols. So protocols like 40 sounds in order. So first it says you need to listen to delta, and then listen to beta endorphins, and then listen to this part of your brain. So it directs you. It's instructional. It's very easy. And I take all that and I go, here, you want to learn it? Read it. Learn it yourself. So I teach I teach enough, but people need to, you need to look at it and say, okay, what part of my body is on my map? And now I have to actually listen to it. And you don't listen to it one time and say, it didn't work. Just like stretching one time, you're not a yoga practitioner. So it's a matter of practice and knowing what to do. But once you start feeling it change, it's addicting. Like, people listen all the time. I live stream about 6 hours a day, sometimes overnight. I listen to this. I do gut tones overnight. Spleen, liver, people are listening to me all night long while I sleep. And I'm sleeping to the sounds, and then people listen. And that's a live stream. And then I also have my podcast, which is just a dump of frequencies. No talking. I'll introduce a little bit, but the main thing is not, someone talking. It's you listening to the sound. You just need to know what it is you're listening to. I'm going to skip this one because I don't think that's going to. So what do you think is better, just writing on the water like Emoto, or the frequencies? Well, writing on the water and listening to the right frequencies, absolutely. That's double. Before I drink any water, I hold it with 2 hands, do the whole, kind of like the Catholic Church, and then do my water to wine. It becomes water to holy water. So your intention changes everything. But remember, when they say it's the thought that counts, it's not just the thought that counts. You've got to emote, you've got to speak it into existence, you've got to do, practice and all that.
And what you're going to see...
Sorry. Yes. Oh, we're going to go a little bit into sunlight. Sunlight enhances our natural structured water. Oop,
and what you going to...
All 3. Okay. Here we go. Structured water. Dr. Emoto, he wrote many books, actually, and he's not the first. There was someone that did this before him, but he's the one that got more popular. This is actually the love and gratitude crystal. So when I say crystal, and I'm not going to go too deep into how he did it, but he freezes the water, which I've figured out, I don't think anyone else is doing what I'm doing with the water. When you freeze water, you free the information. That's why I was talking about the words. Etymology is the study of words. The English language is built to hide things right in there. So just like, anyway. So anyway, when you freeze water, you are releasing it. You are deconstructing it. So I believe you can take salt water and freeze it, and then thaw it, and then freeze it, and then thaw it, and freeze it. It'll be better than spring water. We could have drinking water in the ocean. Because the ocean is just a bunch of metals and minerals, right? So it's water with sediments. So. Yes, they did. Yes. So they did love in multiple languages, and the structure was the same. Yeah. I think it's the feeling that our subconscious knows. Because I made the love and gratitude glasses. So when I look at love and gratitude glass, I don't probably feel lovey and gratitude-y. Maybe I'm in a bad mood. But my subconscious is what actually matters. So 5% we control, but our subconscious knows, which is why, like, when you're around things, you may not be focusing on it, but it's still being filed into your head. Your subconscious is picking up everything here. Even though I'm talking over here, it's, paying attention to this crazy bright light over here. So, yeah, water consciousness, he's saying that water isn't life. Water is alive. It is sentient. It responds. It's kind of like the blob, right? It's a living thing, yes, because it moves and reflects according to what is being given to it. And that's what we do. We're energy. We are reflecting. So he's proven, I just give a couple examples. So this is heavy metal water. Oh, man. This is thank you, love and appreciation. They all kind of look messed up though. Yeah, okay. So you can see. So the thing with the consistency that I don't think I have a shot of here is he had a group of kids talk to the water, like say, "You're beautiful," like a few times. And it kind of worked, right? It's structured. But then he made them do it over and over, and it continued to restructure. So, which means when you do affirmations, if you say it 5 times, it works. If you say it 108 times, which is why we say things 108 times probably. You know, with 108, it's believed that we have 108 energetic chakra points in our body. So with the mala, you do the prayer beads 108 times. You repeat it that much. I'm thinking that's what it is. But. Mm-hmm. And there's no two snowflakes alike, right? I do too, but that's what they say. But here's the other thing. How do scent dogs work? Scent dogs can smell your jacket and find you in a sea of people. So you have one vibrational scent. That means you have one vibrational snowflake or fingerprint. Yeah, I kind of find that hard, but that's... All right, response to song and praise. So here's pollution. So what they did was they took polluted waters and prayed to them. So this is a dam that they prayed to. So after praying, speaking nice things, this is water. This is just a puddle or a pool of water. And they respond. I've done this test. That's why I had to buy a freezer, because I have water tests and like my son keeps knocking them off. But just a simple love and hate. Try that. Take the same glass of water, doesn't have to be spring, whatever. Write love on a piece of paper and hate. Petri dishes, preferably, and then put it right on the love and hate. Look at it for like 2 minutes. You don't have to say anything, just look at it. Look at it, have other people look at it, put it in the freezer. My hate one is gray. And it has stuff in it. Like, it didn't have stuff before. So that's why. So I ended up, actually, I bought a freezer. And because I do a lot, I experiment with crystals. All the different crystals emit a different vibration. So I'm going to have a document of all, because I have a crystal shop. And I like this stuff. Disgusting. When you say, oh, that's gross. Nobody knows. The universe doesn't know what's gross. It thinks you're talking about yourself. So I just remembered what I forgot to finish earlier. When you say, damn it, what are you doing? Because the it is you. There is no it in the universe. The universe is uni, me. Everything that I put out is about me. So when I say, damn it, dam is block, the water, and what are we doing? Literally, we're trying to make things flow. So damn it, God damn it, all those things are no-nos. Again, last thing, you fool, and thank you. One thing that I learned is the Nike swoosh, where it says, just do it, stresses you out. Immediately stresses you out. Because when you see just do it, what are you supposed to do? You don't know, but you're supposed to do something, right? You're like, just do it. You were just commanded to do something, but you don't know what to do. But they tested it with, let's do it, huge change, but I didn't have that on there. So I think we should have let's do it swooshes. Oh, here's the rice one. So rice water, same thing, love, hate, but if you don't pay attention at all, it also doesn't do well. So you've got to place focus. When you don't pay attention to something, it dies. Yeah, which is also good for relationships and people. You know, or like things. If you don't like a thing, just don't pay attention to it, and it literally will go away from your universe. I've done this with like competitors, or just or people. Just you're done with things, just pretend they don't exist, and they don't. Just like taxes. All right. Next, we're almost done. So Dr. Emoto is very popular, right? Dr. Pollack, I just cannot stop watching. I watch his videos at least once a day because he goes really into it, and it's very deep. But he explains the fourth phase of water. We know of liquid, which is water, solid, which is ice, vapor, which is steam. But the fourth phase is in between liquid and solid. So like on the top of your glass, you fill it all the way up. There's a little like film that you can kind of poke with a toothpick. It's got that surface tension. That thicker water, that plasma water, is structured water. Plasma water, yeah. Or gel. But it's still water, right? No, but this would be like just regular water. If you pour water into a glass, it'll come up just a little bit, and you can see like a little bit of a cover. But the different water or different liquids coming out of seeds and fruits are definitely they're structured. Oh yeah, I actually don't really drink that much water. I drink about a cup of water a day. They want you to buy water. hmm Yes, juicing. You're supposed to eat your water and drink your food. Eat your water, so your fruits. Eat your water and then drink your food. You're supposed to chew your food for 2 minutes. So I've done this experiment. It's so annoying to do because I'm an Aries. So I eat kiwis, right? And I'm always in a hurry. If you take a kiwi, I could eat a kiwi in like less than a minute, but I have to swallow, right? You think every time you eat, you have to swallow. Well, try eating a kiwi, take a bite, and chew that sucker for a while. It disintegrates. Your saliva is like acidic. It disintegrates in your mouth and just kind of goes into your which goes right into your bloodstream. So you essentially could just drink your food if you chewed well enough. But people aren't chewing long enough. Juicing is good for some. I don't juice that. I don't juice yet. I might. But the reason for that is chewing triggers a digestive system also. Exactly, right? You need to meditate for 20 minutes. No, you've got to be able to chew your food. So that's the thing is everyone's in a hurry. Like we got chew your food, even me. It's like, chewing and all that. We've got to do it the way that would be best for us. And chewing, would be better because you're able to break it down easier. Just by, how do you drink your food? Well, chew it really well. Try your next scoop of food, try chewing it like for a minute. It's so weird. It just disappears. It disappears in your mouth.
Even just not loading up your next
Yeah.
spoonful, though, that also just helps. So you just sit with it and you don't load up your next spoonful, your next forkful, just wait till it's completely gone
Mm-hmm.
and then go. Just mindful eating
Mm-hmm.
and silent.
Yeah. Oh, so he found this, or he is, I guess, the father of structured water. And his findings are about the sun. So what they were able to find was when you put water up to, it's called a hydrophilic surface, a water-loving surface. Our cells are water-loving surfaces. So this is our cells. So that means our cells, when water hits it, it always puts out a little bit of space. It's called an exclusion zone, an easy water. So regular water, there's always a space right by a surface. Very minute, it's like a hair thick. So our cells are not water, right? Because if you cut yourself, you're not going to squirt water out. It kind of oozes out. We don't have that kind of water. So our cells are hydrophilic, meaning it responds in this way. So that's the first part of his thing. So we have easy water. The water in our body separates when it's against hydrophilic surfaces. Now, the water structure, which is H2O, they like attracts like, so they come together. So those are your H bonds. So there's your H, and then there's your oxygen bonds. They're all together, but they're not H2O anymore. They're a lattice of H2O. No, this is just naturally. So water will naturally separate from hydrophilic surfaces and begin to form in that space. They begin to connect to each other in that space of easy zone. So hydrophilic is water, this is the material. So if the material is hydrophilic, meaning, no, it likes water. So like, for example, if you put water on it, yes, there you go. So this is natural. Naturally, it will do this. It will start to separate and form into this sheet. Yes, they do this naturally. And what they found is that when you add sunlight, specifically infrared, because they were testing with a light, it way expanded that easy space, okay? And what that means is you are now a battery. Like, they actually did this. Uh-huh. I'm about to get those infrared panels. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, red light therapy, I recommend that. There's also other types of therapy, the green and the ultraviolet, but well, that's the bed I'm building one. I have a pad that's going to be similar to that. But yes, well, you're going to get the simatones. That's what you listen to. Listen to that, put on your red light, and then all you need is aromatherapy. You're good to go. Burn incense. But essential oil. You don't need to do all of those, but you're enhancing it. Oh, yes. Sunlight, yes. Well, I sun gaze. I stand on dirt a lot. I stand on dirt and stare at the sun for, every day. I've been doing this for, 6 or 7 years now. See how I look to the top left? I was making that up. I've been doing this for like 3 years. So, it's like I catch myself because I know when I'm thinking versus not. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm making this up. So,
What about this, putting a light to it and drinking the water?
That's recommended too.
Yeah, and I mean, you tried that one?
Have I tried it? No. I do not have, I don't use a red light yet. I actually was testing out I was talking to someone here with the infrared pen. I know we have a Himalayan salt cave. I have a Himalayan salt cave, and we practice red light therapy in my center, but I've never done it with this experiment. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I definitely recommend red light therapy. But red light, the sun gives infrared light, right? So you can go outside too. There is a range. There's a range for it. Oh, yes, yes. So infrared light enhances the easy water. It thickens that space. And what they were able to, and they're doing this and they're looking at it in their microscopes, right? So what they were able to do, and this is like, they've actually done this. They plugged it in, or they put chargers in and they lit a light bulb with water. Okay, I don't know why we're not expanding on that. And it makes me think about the maybe old wives' tale of don't put your toaster in the bathtub. Maybe we are scared to put electronics in water. So I might stick some. So, has anyone tried it? Has anyone tried plugging their plug into a bowl of, not turned on, just plugging it in on a bowl of water outside? No, because we're scared that we're going to get zapped. So that's experiment number next time. Back to grounding. So the worst thing for us are our shoes, okay? World War II, they came out with sneakers. They snuck them in. Rubber soles increases inflammation. So you definitely want to be either on a grounding mat. That's why your feet are lighter, because they got 250,000 holes in them to suck up more energy, more magnetic energy from the ground, and your palms for the air. So that's the Vitruvian man. We're supposed to stand like this. And, or like that, see? So no shoes. You are, who here grounds? Who here practices grounding? You do? So try it. Stick your feet, especially wet dirt. Wet dirt, even better. Put some copper in your hair. Hold on to different metals. Different metals and wet dirt will activate you even more. And these are things I'm actually testing. I've got a multimeter. I need to just set aside time to do it. Because I'm testing not only this, but the different levels of our clothing. So all of our clothing is not dumbing, but numbing our vibration. I think I go. So grounding, there's so many benefits to it. When someone says, what's the best thing I can do for my health? It's free and it's cheap. Take off your shoes, go stand outside. 20 minutes. If you can't do that, how are you going to go to the gym for an hour? Okay, so you've got to do it. You've got to practice. This is a really easy way. Standing on dirt and jumping on a trampoline, the two things that'll keep you really healthy. There's, again, rubber shoes. Grounding shoes are available. They're a little expensive. They're definitely worth it, but it's better to be barefoot. Vibes Up, I think I checked them. They were not grounding shoes. They're vibrational shoes. But grounding shoes would have copper. But you can make your own. You can go to Michael's, get a pair of sandals and stick some copper in it. This is just some proof of thermal imaging of inflammation reduction. I have a book called Earthing, or is it Earthing? Yeah, Earthing. And you guys, there's just, again, reading. When you have information, you grow. You grow in knowledge, you grow in everything else. So yes, inflammation. It's inflammarion. There's a fire in your body because it's supposed to. Inflammation is a natural reaction because your body has pathogens and toxins and messed up cells. And it's trying to like kill it because it's supposed to put it out. It's burning it. But because we have so much to burn, it's always burning. And that's why you hug a tree or stand on dirt. Because you got your positive, your negative. You sit on a rock. Well, you might have to, I don't know, you might have to be naked for that. I don't know about the sitting part. But your tailbone is the other end of your crown. So I actually do practice, well, it's not called sun gazing. I guess it would call it sunbathing. But being outside naked in the sun, rolling around in the dirt. You know how when you get hurt, people, or back in the day, they would say, rub some dirt on it? Why would they do that? Why did we rub dirt on it? Right? Because the mineral's in the dirt. So, a lot of proof with this tree huggers, and I don't know, they just make fun of us. All right, here we go. Oh, the clothing. I haven't proven this yet, but I know that there's many other people that have tested it. And yes, it is in the Bible. It's a little bit confusing, though, because the Bible says, do not wear a garment of cloth made of two kinds of material. So linen is a plant matter. It spins one way. An animal, the wool, spins another way. So when you weave them together, they do not, they're supposed to cancel each other out. I do not think, I think that if we put it over and over one, it's okay, but I'm testing it. Same thing with the multimeter. So I'm going to be testing cotton, hemp, silk, all the different natural ones. But if you're wearing like when I buy clothes, I look at the thing like I'm looking at recipes, like ingredients. And people don't really know what it's made of. And I'm like, so it's like wearing a Ziploc bag. My skin cannot breathe if you're wearing polyester. So benefits of structured water, see, you can't read it, but it's all good for you. Your immune system increased, mineral intake, clearing pollutants. You're also not going to drink as much. You're not going to drink as much water. Overall, you're healthier because your vital organs are going to ingest the water more efficiently. So again, it has to take H2O and make it into H3O2. But if you ingest it structured like fruits, it doesn't have to do all this conversion, doesn't have to create it. It's already that way. And again, structured water isn't just from fruits. You can structure it with your thoughts, with your intention, with crystals, copper. Who drinks copper? Does anybody drink copper water? Yeah? Really? Okay, so now I'm going to open up for questions.
What do you think that EBS with the frequencies that they were pumping through our phones, why did they do that?
Oh, the emergency broadcast system. So I've done a few videos on those, and they're pretty harmful. Now, as far as their intent, probably to jar things up, because everyone at the same time gets it. So that last big one where it was kind of major, it was supposed to be at a certain time, and they did it 2 minutes before. So nobody could, because I was going to record it, and nobody could really plan to turn it off. I mean, I made a couple really funny videos, but they were kind of true. I mean, shielding, I don't have any here. My phone has black tourmaline, has shungite and selenite on it. So your phones are emitting harmful frequencies. This light is emitting, everything in here pretty much is, not saying it's harmful, but everything is affecting you. So you're, oh, okay. I thought I was me. All right. So with those tones, unless you know what you're listening to, I would choose not to. And the only reason I listened to it is because I was trying to figure out what it was. But this was that last emergency broadcast that was a major thing, and you know, yeah, that's things that we just need to be aware of. We really don't know. I mean, we can only guess. But I avoid anything like technological. Like I don't have a television, so I try not to do all of that stuff. Yes, you drink less because of that. And you're actually hydrating. You don't have to pee a bunch. People drink like a gallon of water like, oh, I have to keep peeing. Well, that means you're not actually hydrating. It's not ingesting into your body. You don't want it to just be flushing out. There's a tool called, they're paid ones, they're paid apps. The one I use, there's one called Sonic Tools. And let me just see if CymaScope is running on here. So Sonic Tools will give you, here's Sonic Tools. So while I'm speaking, so if you're listening to a pure tone, it'll tell you what the number is up here. So this is Sonic Tools. And the other one that we were talking about, the Chladni. So while I'm speaking, it's changing, and this is that sand one. So this is the solids in your body. One more thing I want to share, based on I forgot to share it, is based on Hans Jenny, the cymatics. Another guy named Dr. John Reed, they built this huge machine to track frequencies and emit it as light. So this is what I use on my videos, this here. So if you, hello, it is taking it's taking the actual visuals from their machine, this huge machine they have, and they took the output and have it here. So you can be listening. So I listen to something, and you can also, I think you can go in piano mode. So you can see each one. So each one of those notes that output is the actual output of the frequency. This is what's happening in the liquid in your body when you're listening to it. Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that app?
This was CymaScope. Yeah.
I had a question about the grounding. Would that be considered the resonance frequency that we're grounding to?
The Schumann resonance?
Yes.
Yes. And you know what I was thinking about the Schumann resonance? Human resonance. Back to words. Okay, really pay attention to the words. Kind of, I was even thinking of the Bible and the Tower of Babel. You know, it's so confusing. It's the similar thing. So resonance, the Schumann resonance, human resonance, it's the earth. So when you plug into the earth, you are eventually resonating to that vibration. You've got to do it you can't just stand there for 2 minutes. You got to do it for like, I would, 10 minutes. Every practice I would recommend for at least 10 minutes. That makes total sense.
And it makes sense why we can heal off of such frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're so connected to the magnetic field.
Yeah. One thing I want, oh, yes. One thing I want to say too that I forgot that you just reminded me, stemming of plants, right? Well, they start stemming, they start blooming, they hear little birds and some birds will sing before the sun is up, and then the flowers will start stemming. Well, we have stem cells. We have 9 pairs of stem cells in our body. Like 1, 2, I can't remember exactly where, but I share this stuff all. I have all these charts, I just give them out. And then there's one sound to listen to for stem cell activation. That means you can trigger, that's the vital life force one. There's one sound, it's called vital life force, that will trigger and promote the stemming of those cells because it's targeting that. So you can enhance it by either your thoughts, you're thinking of that spot, that part of your body, you can press on it, you can say affirmations, you can visualize. Your visualization does a lot. It doesn't do all of it, but it directs the energy. It really does. So where your focus goes or energy flows, where your attention is.
My question is, so if I was going to hydrate the best way, what would that look like? What would I do for that?
The best way to hydrate would be through structured water, through fruits, through fruits.
Fruits and like cucumber, veggies, stuff like that?
I do grapes, oranges, watermelon, but whatever fruits you want. I mean, as long as it's a fruit. I don't eat vegetables. I think vegetables are dead energy. Like people are in a vegetative state because there's a body, but there's no life. So a vegetable's in the ground, right? So the ground's magnetic, and then the air is electric. The sun, electric air, and then the light energy. So you pull up a carrot. Okay, the green of the carrot has been through the magnetic earth and the life force. That's good for you. But I don't think, now I'm not a nutritionist. Maybe I just don't like my veggies. But I don't like them because I can't digest them. I have to prepare them. I can just pick a fruit and eat it. So again, it's like maybe that's what we're supposed to do, is just pick our food and eat it.
Now, if I choose cucumber, put it in the light, and then hook up a vibration, is that what I want to do to get the most out of it?
I think that might be I think the cucumber alone is your structured water, but then I would do, the infrared is something you're going to want to do all the time. Whether, if you're sitting there, that's just something that you can enhance it with your food and drink, but it's great on its own.
I just want to know how would I get the most bang for it, if I can really get the most power out of it hydrating.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like another secret to me that is for healing it is Himalayan salt.
Okay.
So she gets the big cubes of the Himalayan salt. You get a pure one, and you make a brine, and then you put I think it's 2.5 teaspoons per gallon in that. And at first, it might, if you're not used to that, it might first taste salty, but then you get used to it, and that's really the kind of water we need for the minerals that we need. Yeah.
I haven't heard of the Himalayan salt, but you can use Celtic salt. Celtic, which is just a fancy label, because Celtic sea salt ran out. They sold. Celtic sea salt is a fancy gray salt. What it does is it's magnetically attracted to your bloodstream. So what you do is you put did she say under the tongue or on the tongue? So you put the salt on the tongue and then drink your water. Your water is magnetically attracted to the bloodstream. It does hydrate you quicker. But then imagine if you do. So, that makes sense why I eat my watermelon with salt. I dip my watermelon. That's right, I did do that. And then in the Philippines, we take our mangoes, you dip it in salt. So you are enhancing the hydration that way. I'm not a fan of the whole, I don't know. I don't know yet. I've drank it. I am a believer that water really is just for flushing. It's not for it's for flushing and delivery. So what is it delivering? It's got to deliver the minerals and metals from our food. So as far as like, it's supposed to hydrate us, but it's not necessarily giving us anything. Now, alkaline water, our body is supposed to be a balance of acid and alkalinity. You can be over alkaline. I'm not too well versed in that. I do know that, you know, there's things that you do not want. Alcohol makes your body acidic. Meats make your body acidic. But also toxic thoughts make your body acidic. So, but as far as Kangen water, I mean, I wouldn't spend that much on water. I would collect rainwater. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Filtering water does not do anything as far as removing like lead and fluoride. You don't want to boil it either. So as far as like the cleanest water, you're going to want to go with spring water, mineral spring water. That would probably be the best one. Do you drink tap water here? Yeah, okay.
So I heard the reverse osmosis in the distilled water, since water is a solvent, it's basically empty, it becomes like a sponge. So since it's devoid of minerals and other content, what it does is it takes the minerals out of your body. It starts stripping your body.
Exactly. So you don't want to do it too much. So yeah, Brita doesn't really do anything. Yeah. A copper would be good.
I have a water filter that's it's structured water, and it's like little rocks that make it go back to Mother Nature.
Hmm.
Seen that?
Wait, that's mine, right? Did you buy it from me?
No, no, I bought it from Structured Water.
Oh, you bought it from Natural Action?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a company called Natural Action, and I bought that too. So I bought this. It's $350 for this little thing. But that's the thing. So you have to bring it with you. So what I did was I opened it, I looked in, I saw how they did it, and I made my own. So I have my own device. I call it a water whirl, and it's basically it looks like a bong. It's got 3 layers. It goes through shungite, spheres, because when something is going over spheres, it promotes the positive and negative, and then it goes into a spiral, so it continues anything that's vortexing, and then the glass says love and gratitude. And I mean, I made that because I had that one, but I had to hold it. I always had to hold it and put water in, and then I was like, I'm just gonna. So that's how I got the water whirl. Thank you. Yeah, I made my own because but what's missing in mine is copper. You want to have copper. I think we're supposed to have other metals as well, but copper water, yeah, copper's good. So I'm actually going to change my design and take out that regular straw and have a copper straw. So the copper is always touching the water and it's touching you. So, yeah.
My dream is to have, I already have the domain name, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm speaking it into existence, a delivery service for infinitelovewater.love, and to deliver to homes with all this beautiful water. So,
Yeah, we need it. We need it. We need to figure out how to do that for free.
I know, right?
Everything should be free, especially water. Was there any other questions? Yes? Hmm. I sun gaze for anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour. I have been doing it for about 7 years, and I do it when it's not very healthy, like times, but that's because I'm more used to it. But I do it for at least a half hour, and when I'm doing it, I'm barefoot. So, because I want to get everything done right away. In fact, I don't know if you saw this, so it's also good to be around magnesium and other minerals. So I put minerals in the dirt. And when I'm sun gazing, I'm standing on dirt with magnesium and I do my calf raises. So your calves are like a second heart. People that have like foot numbing or arthritis, all that varicose veins, it's because they're not pumping it back up because usually we're like this, right? Or cross our legs. So when you cross your legs, what are you blocking? You're blocking something. Just the fact that you're sitting down. We're supposed to be erect, like standing up. So if you stand on dirt, sun gaze, do calf raises, and hold your heads up like this, all at the same time for like 10 minutes, you'll do really good. You will feel really great. I find that I eat because I kind of want to, but if I sun gaze for a straight hour, I won't eat. That evening, I won't be hungry.
I heard of a guy who became addicted to sun gazing. He went to even Saudi Arabia in the middle of the day, really bright sun. He could do it
Yeah.
without hurting his eyes.
Hmm.
And he said he didn't eat for like 2 or 3 months.
Hmm. There are times, like I said, I barely drink water. I eat because I think I like it, but I don't really need to. If I sun gaze a lot, it's called breatharianism. Because everything we need is here. Air, wind, metals are in the ground. The reason why we don't get metals in our system is we have PG&E. We don't have fireplaces. If we had a fireplace that we burned wood and coal or whatever they burned, then the metals and earth would be in our environment and we would be balanced out. But we don't do that. We don't. We don't get any of that, so that's why we have to ground. But sun gazing is so important. Sun gazing, not only just, another thing is for your blood flow. So our blood is bigger, our blood cells are bigger than our arteries. They actually have to squeeze in to fit through our arteries. It's not our heart pumping the blood, it's the arterial system moving the blood. And Dr. Pollack, I didn't get a chance to do that. If you put any sort of tube in water, in the sun, it naturally flows, like any tube, which is really weird. Because I was going to put a little copper tube and zoom in and see, but we're made of tubes. So when you stand on the sun, your blood flow is being strengthened, not just because you're grounding and everything, but your arteries, the tubes flow naturally when exposed to infrared. I forgot about that. That's a really important one. But all of these, yeah. I haven't tried it yet. I'd like to because I do spend a lot of time at home. So.
I have an older house, and the grounding plug thing, it's not really grounded, so I take like a metal stake and put it outside and connect the wire, and then I bring it in the window.
Yep.
And I clip it, put a little alligator clip, and I clip it onto my band here, so it's touching my skin. And I use like a meter, and you can see that it draws.
Yes, right? That's the thing. That's the thing I wanted to test. So you ground yourself every time you sleep? Mm. One of the things I'm doing too is, getting rid of the box springs. I don't know why there's so many metal springs. So there's just, I'm going back to the wooden bed. And in the Philippines, we slept on the floor. So you got your mats and, you're closer to the ground. I mean, try it. Try sleeping closer to the ground. It feels different. Well, if you've got negative bacteria, yeah. I mean, because we have good and bad bacteria. The infrared light? Infrared light penetrates into our skin like 36%, and it promotes movement and flow, and it's like waking it up. So as far as killing good cells, I don't, like I said, not too well versed, but I don't think that's what it does. Like one of the things I use, what was that? Yeah. Yeah. Well, just like I have a tone on the app that you guys are going to get. It's called detox, and it knows what pathogens, what's environmental pathogen versus it's not going to detox your healthy cells. So your body knows what's supposed to be there and what's not supposed to be there. Ultraviolet. That's another thing. Ultraviolet, I'm going to look into that because I have a float tank and it's recommended to check the tank with the ultraviolet light. So,
As far as the red light, which I think that would be infrared,
mhm.
it would be, you know, the nanometers
No. I was actually asking the guy outside because he had the red light. So I'm looking at those pens. They're like 200 and something each. There's 3 different colors. You could get a range of colors. But yeah. Hmm. Yeah, they all, that's why you can't just like use all of them. So just like you don't want to just listen to all the tones or expose yourself to all the lights. What? Yeah, yes. Well, the time that you want to sun gaze is an hour after, or no longer than an hour after it rises, and an hour before it sets because of the UV rays. But like your friend was doing, like I do the same thing. I could go out at 9 o'clock and I won't sun gaze for 30 minutes, but I could stare at the sun for a good 5 minutes at that time and not have like, oh, my eyes are burning, where before it would have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you don't catch those times because you're working or traveling or whatever, look at the sun at any time and just close your eyelids. It still goes through your eyelids, and then what you do is move your eyes up, down, left, right, and then afterwards, like you can do this now, place this part of your hand right at the ball socket and put a little bit of pressure. You're gonna see things. You're gonna see, especially after sun gazing. And if you're doing it, like if you listen to that 288, that blue one, and you do that, you're gonna see things. Because your brain you're activating different parts of your brain. And yeah, it's just so much fun once you start learning about it. Yes. Mm. I have a device that does something similar. Vortexing is the natural route, the spiral. I mean, our body is made of vortexes. That's the natural shape of, like, there's no straight lines in nature, right? Oh, yeah, I would. Doesn't your juicer do? Yeah. You know what you can also do? You could also literally just do this. You could shake it. I wouldn't do it on a blender. I would do it mindfully, like take a bamboo or a wooden stick or something. I'm actually making one with all the different metals. So copper, iron, there's like 7 metals that can help charge our battery or act as a battery. It's 7 specific metals. I had to buy something from like France that it's called the Medallo Magneto Electrico. They had a bunch of them. And the idea is it's 7 different metals. You stand in salt water and it charges you. So it hasn't shipped yet. I haven't received it. But I'm going to recreate it. All 7 metals you can buy online. We just don't know, and this was very recent technology. This was like right before the mud floods, the Great Reset, when they burned all the cities down, those were all resets to hide all of this technology. So back to like all this stuff was being done in the civilization right before that, and then they burned all the cities, blamed the cow, said the cow started it or whatever, and all these great cities and earthquakes everywhere that they got rid of our history. So, thank you. Huh? No, it's a website, and I'm going to give you my email address, and I'm going to send you a username and password. So I have to create the account, and it's a website, so you can get to it from anywhere. And I'm giving you I'm not taking away your account. You're going to have it for the rest of your life. So, because you're here on my, this is the very first time I've ever been on stage talking to people. Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much. Did you just have a question still? I think. You go to cymatones.com. So Cyma is C-Y-M-A, and then tones is T-O-N-E-S. And the only other thing I have on there is that water device. I sell, like, the only crystals I sell, because I have a crystal shop in the Bay Area, but I don't sell crystals online other than shungite. You guys get this black crystal. I have a shungite. Shungite, this black one, it's good for EMFs, and everything is really affected. Like I said, even clothing. So I'm looking into silver clothing. I mean, I make funny videos. I wore aluminum foil and, all that stuff. But so when you put the water through the shungite, it's imprinting that. So that's another thing about water. It imprints immediately. So when you put the little clear quartz in there, the fancy water, it's imprinting. That really works. Copper, the stirring. I think they used to have, back in the day, they had like an iron fish that they would put in their soup. And I was like, what is that? It's like a little, but it's to put iron in the soup. And silverware used to be silver because it's shielding, it's good for, and now what do? We have tin. And stainless steel, which we have everywhere, steals your energy. It actually opens energetic holes. So copper is energizing, gold amplifies, silver is shielding, bronze is strengthening, all these different things, metals that are, we have soft metals and there's heavy metals. There's so much stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I envision a city of, this going on, you being one of the leaders.
I am building a cathedral in my backyard. Yeah. Because I have a little property. I've got, I'm putting up a PG&E pole, because we're not plugged. Electricity doesn't travel in wires. They connect to each other in wires, just like lightning comes from the ground. But that's really crazy stuff. So like electricity could be wireless. Well, how can we have wireless internet and not have wireless electricity? So there's a lot of, I'm gonna see if I can generate electricity. Every 100 feet you have more electricity. So as you're gonna get, just like one of the electrical poles they have, and stick it in my thing and call it a birdhouse. So if you call it something else, then, or something for an animal, then you don't get fined for it. I don't know, but you see all this stuff. I'm on TikTok, by the way. This is where I do all my experiments, but on my main account. So I've got many accounts have been banned. I'm not allowed to speak on a lot of things on YouTube because I did a video on magnets. Yeah. But you can find me on Cymatones, and all this stuff is on there. And that has, my TikTok is the name of my book, Activate Your Pineal Gland. And the email to get your free account, would be cymatones@gmail.com. And then in subject, just put Conscious Life Expo. CLE. Cymatones@gmail.com. Activate your pineal gland. I had a little over 200,000 followers, and then they banned my lives because I was talking about salt. So I can't even. This is a very specific salt. There's a specific salt for every zodiac sign. So every zodiac sign has a mineral deficiency. Like as an Aries. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what I was talking about when I got banned on my main account. I was talking about zodiac cell salts. And they said it was medical misinformation. And so that's why I created the new account. So yeah, it's about, this is like getting information out. It's kind of sounds crazy, but if it's crazy, why are they telling me not to say it? So just like the machine. Why are those videos not allowed on TikTok? So I'm not able to post any frequency videos on TikTok. I have to talk over it, but other people can. So I get mine muted. Yeah, no, it's. No, no, mine are the simatones. I don't know. It's probably because TikTok and all the other platforms probably speak to each other. It's in Brentwood, California. It's called Crystal Bowl. It's on Instagram as Crystal Bowl Wellness. Thank you. Cymatones@gmail.com. CYMA and then tones, TONES. Yeah, there's a Brentwood, Northern California. Antioch, Walnut Creek, about 45 minutes from Walnut Creek. And we've been there, I've had that shop for 8 years. So, and I've been doing the simotherapy for 4. And it's like, it's not public. Like you literally have to go in and know me. I don't promote because I just have to be careful. Is there any other questions? And you can ask me, you already got my email address, so I just got some. I only do in-person right now for emergencies. So cancer, dementia, anything that is really, and I I hate having to determine if it's crucial or not, but I had a bunch of kids, not kids, 16 and 17-year-olds that all exploded in like really horrible acne after they got some shots. And I was seeing them every 2 days for like 4 months. But it's all gone now. And it was from 2 shots. So yeah, we do. I see someone that can't get pregnant, we could probably make you get pregnant. So there's different parts of the body that needs to be activated. But the thing is, I can't help everyone. So that's why this is here. Here's the sounds, here's the instructions, here's the charts. You can do what I'm doing because I have the same thing that you have. So that's the intent, is teaching people how to heal themselves. And it's really easy because you just have to listen. If you have anyone that has any teeth problems, have them listen to the teeth sound. They'll feel better in one session. That's the one thing I will see people is emergency teeth issues.
One of my daughters, her baby teeth are not falling out, and she's going to be 9 actually. What do you think that is?
Baby teeth not falling out. I would have to look at that and see why, but I wouldn't force it. Because the dentists are going to be like, we want to pull it out. No.
I think it's because she has an amazing diet and she doesn't eat any sugar.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about what that. Same thing with like menopause, like all these things that happen that we're told is normal. It's not. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you're supposed to be in aches and pains. So. Well, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you guys made this so much easier. I'm so happy. Thank you. This was my very first presentation. As you can see, I'm really good with PowerPoint. Thank you so much. What's your name?